Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudire Ashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttam Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistike. So continuing with the discussion on Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 8, Chapter 2, the Elephant Gajendra's Crisis, Text 9 onwards. So yesterday we studied how the description where Gajendra was going to come, but the Trikut mountain and the wonderful lakes and rivers and all the damsels of heavenly planets, they were there bathing, and how the milk ocean and the waves of the milk striking at the bottom of that mountain and producing emeralds all over the place. So further description of that place is given. Tasya droniyam bhagavato varunasya mahatmanah udyan mritum nama akridam suryoshitam sarvato alankritam divya nitya pushpa phala drumah mandara parijatescha पाटला शोक चंपक चूतः पियालः पनसैर आम्रैर अमृत कैरपि क्रमो कैर नारिकेलश्च खरजूर बीज पूरकः मधुकैशाल तालश्च तमाल रसनार्जुनः अरिष्टोडुम्ब लक्षैर पटः किंशुकुप चंदनः पिचुमर्तः कोविदारः सरलः सुरदारुधि द्राक्षक्षुरं भाजम्बुर वदर्याक्षाम भयामलः. In a valley of Trikut mountain, there was a garden called Ritumat. This garden belonged to the great devotee Varuna and was a sporting place for the damsels of the demigods. Flowers and fruits grew there in all seasons. Among them are mandaras, parijatas, patils, ashokas, champakas, chutas, pialas, pansas, mangoes, amritakas, kramukas, coconut trees, date trees, and pomegranates. There were madukas, palm trees, thamalas, asanas, arjunas, arishtas, udumbaras, laksas, banyan trees, kimshukas, and sandalwood trees. There were also vikumardas, kovidaras, saralas, surdarus, grapes, sugarcane, bananas, jambu, badaris, akshas, abhayas, and amalakis. So many trees and fruits and different kinds of trees were there. So further, Bilva Kapithar Jambir. Well, I will not go through all these shlokas, it's difficult. So coming to the translation. In that garden, there was a very large lake filled with shining golden lotus flowers, and the flowers known as Kumud, Kalar, Utpal, and Shatpatra, which added excellent beauty to the mountain. There were also Bilva, Kapitha, Jambira, Bhalatak trees. Intoxicated bumblebees drank honey and hummed with the chirping of the birds, whose songs were very melodious. The lake was crowded with swans, Karanavas, Chakravaks, cranes, and flocks of water chickens, Datyuhas, Kovyashtis, and other murmuring birds. Because of the agitating movements of the fish and tortoises, the water was decorated with pollen that had fallen from the lotus flowers. The lake was surrounded by kadamba flowers, vetas flowers, nalas, nipas, vanjulakas, kundas, kurubakas, ashokas, shirishas, kutajas, Ingudas, Kubajakas, Swarnayuthis, Nagas, Punagas, Jatis, Malikas, Shatapatras, Jalakas, and Madhvilatas. The banks were also abundantly adorned with varieties of trees that yielded flowers and fruits in all seasons. This entire mountain stood gloriously decorated. Judging from the exhaustive description of the lakes and rivers on Trikut mountain, on Earth, there is no comparison to their super excellence. On other planets, however, there are many such wonders. For instance, we understand that there are 2 million different types of trees, and not all of them are exhibited on Earth. Srimad Bhagavatam presents the total knowledge of the affairs of the universe. It not only describes this universe, but also takes into account the spiritual world beyond the universe. No one can challenge the Srimad Bhagavatam's descriptions of the material and spiritual worlds. The attempts to go from the earth to moon have failed, but the people of earth can understand what exists on other planets. There is no need of imagination. One may take actual knowledge from Srimad Bhagavatam and be satisfied. But, but the scientists, modern day scientists and scholars, they don't understand and they don't believe in these descriptions. They say it's all mythology. But why would Ved Vyasji write this mythology, and Shukdev Goswami, Sud Goswami, they describe this to the further stages. They're all self-realized sages, self-realized devotees. They have nothing to gain by lying. But it's all up to the person. First of all, one has to have the faith, and then has to have the mercy of the Lord to understand all these texts. So, text 20. Tatraikada tad giri kananashraya karenu bhirvarana youth pascharan sakantakam kichak venu vetravad vishal gulmam prarujan vanaspatina. The leader of the elephants, who lived in the forest of the mountain Trikuta, once wandered towards a lake with his female elephants. He broke many plants, creepers, thickets, and trees, not caring for the piercing thorns. And this is how the elephants move. And this looks like this must be from Satyuga time. So the elephants and the female elephant must be huge. And there was not one female elephant. It says with his female elephants. So it must be a herd of elephants. And Gajendra, or the elephant, when they walk, they don't care what's in the way. They're going to break everything. Yad gandha matra dharayo Gajendra vyaghra dayo vyal mriga sakhagga maho ragaschapi bhayad dravanti sagor krishna sharbhascha marya. Simply by catching scent of that elephant, all the other elephants, the tigers, and the other ferocious animals such as lions, rhinoceroses, great serpents, and black and white sarabhas fled in fear. The chamari deer also fled. So this is the power of elephants. And Gajendra means he was the king of all the elephants. So even the lions ran away in the fear. Vrika Varaha Mahishar Shalya Gopucha Shala Vrik Markatascha Anyata Shudra Harina Shashadaya Charanti Adhita Yad Anugrahena. By the mercy of this elephant, animals like the foxes, wolves, buffaloes, bears, boars, gopuchas, porcupines, monkeys, rabbits, other deer, and many other small animals loitered elsewhere in the forest. They were not afraid of him. All the animals were practically controlled by this elephant. Yet, although they could move without fear, because of respect, they did not stand before him. So they were in the different part of the forest. स घर्म तप्ता करिभि करेणु भेर वृत्तो मद अच्युत कर भैर अनुद्रुतः गिरिम गरिम्णा परितः प्रकम्पयन् निषेव्य माणो अलिकुलैर मदाशनः सरो अनिलम पंकज रेणु रूषितम जिग्रन विदुरान मद विभुलेक्षणः वृतः स्वयूथेन तृषार्दितेन तत् सरोवराभ्यासा सम अथागमद्रुतम. Surrounded by the herds, other elephants, including females, and followed by the young ones, Gajapati, the leader of the elephants, made Trikuta mountain tremble all around because of the weight of his body. He was perspiring, liquor dripped from his mouth, and his vision was overwhelmed by intoxication. He was being served by bumblebees who drank honey, and from a distance he could smell the dust of the lotus flowers, which was carried from the lake by the breeze. Thus, surrounded by his associates who were afflicted by thirst, he soon arrived at the bank of the lake. So when you're powerful and then you're drunk, even if you're elephant, you're intoxicated, and then you just don't know what you're doing. And then from a distance, he could smell the dust of the lotus flowers coming from the lake. So surrounded by his associates were mostly female elephants. So he came to the lake. Vigaya tasmin ritambu nirmalam hemar vindot pal renu rushitam papo nikamam nij pushkarod dhritam atmanam madhe snapayant gat klamaha. The king of the elephants entered the lake, bathed thoroughly, and was relieved of his fatigue. Then, with the aid of his trunk, he drank the cold, clear nectarian water, which was mixed with the dust of the lotus flowers and water lilies, until he was fully satisfied. Sapushkarenur dhrit shikram bubhir nipayan sanspatpayantya yatha grihi घृणी करेणु करभांश दुर्मदो नाचष्ट कृच्छ्रम कृपणो अजामया मायया. Like a human being who lacks spiritual knowledge and is too attached to the members of his family, the elephant, being illusioned by the external energy of Krishna, had his wives and children bathe and drink the water. Indeed, he raised water from the lake with his trunk and sprayed it over them. He didn't mind the hard labor involved in this endeavor. So this is a story of everybody, too attached to the members of the family. Tam tatra kaschin ripadeva chodito graho baliyansh charnes rusha grihita yadrichyavam vyasanam gato gajo yatha balam sovati balo vichakrame. By the arrangement of the providence, O king, a strong crocodile was angry at the elephant and attacked the elephant's leg in the water. The elephant was certainly strong, and he tried his best to get free from this danger sent by providence. So why was the crocodile angry? So this story goes on. So this I think we'll study in the next chapter. But anyway, outwardly he must be angry because the elephant was in his area and drinking water, splashing water, playing in his lake. And he attacked. And when the crocodile in the water attacks, he is a master of the water. Nobody can escape. Tatha turam youth patim karena vahu vikrishyamanam tarasa baliyasa vichukru shur dina dhiyo apare gajaha parshni grihas taritum na chashakan. Thereafter, seeing Gajendra in that grave condition, his wives felt very, very sorry and began to cry. The other elephants wanted to help Gajendra, but because of the crocodile's great strength, they could not rescue him by grasping him from behind. So this Gajendra was in real trouble now. His other friends, they tried to help. This crocodile was too strong. And his grip is very, very strong. Niyudhyatorev Bhendra Nakrayor Vikarshatorantarto Bahirmitha Samaha Sahasram Vyagaman Mahipate Suprana Yoshitram Amanstamaraha. O king, the elephant and the crocodile fought in this way, pulling one another in and out of the water for 1,000 years. Upon seeing the fight, the demigods were very surprised. So 1,000 years, the fight went on. Can you even imagine? 1,000 years. And elephant Gajendra was trying to pull out and crocodile was trying to pull him in. Wow. Tato Gajendrasya manobalo jasa kalin dirghena mahana bhut vyayaha Vikrishyan manasya jalayav sidato viparyayo abhuta sakalam jalokasaha. Thereafter, because of being pulled into the water and fighting for many long years, the elephant became diminished in his mental, physical, and sensual strength. The crocodile, on the contrary, being an animal of the water, increased in enthusiasm, physical strength, and sensual power. In the fighting between the elephant and the crocodile, the difference was that although the elephant was extremely powerful, he was in a foreign place in the water. During 1,000 years of fighting, he could not get any food. And under the circumstances, his bodily strength diminished. And because his bodily strength diminished, his mind also became weak and his senses less powerful. The crocodile, however, being an animal of the water, had no difficulties. He was getting food and was therefore getting mental strength and sensual encouragement. So his food was, he was eating the leg of the elephant. Thus, while the elephant became reduced in strength, the crocodile became more and more powerful. Now, from this, we may take the lesson that in our fight with Maya, we should not be in a position in which our strength, enthusiasm, and senses will be unable to fight vigorously. Our Krishna consciousness movement has actually declared war against the illusory energy, in which all the living entities are rotting in a false understanding of civilization. The soldiers in this Krishna consciousness movement must always possess physical strength, enthusiasm, and sensual power. To keep themselves fit, they must therefore place themselves in a normal condition of life. What constitutes a normal condition will not be the same for everyone, and therefore there are divisions of Varnashram, Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra, Brahmacharya, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, and Sannyas. Especially in this age, Kali Yuga, it is advised that no one take sannyas. I mean, it is advised, but even Mahaprabhu took sannyas and his followers also. But the purpose behind taking sannyas is to preach. From this, we can understand that in this age, the sannyas ashram is forbidden because people are not strong. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed us an example in taking sannyas at the age of 24 years. But even Sarbhum Bhattacharya advised Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to be extremely careful because he had taken sannyas at an early age. For preaching, we give young boys sannyas, but actually it is being experienced that they are not fit for sannyas. There is no harm, however, if one thinks that he is unfit for sannyas. If he is very much agitated sexually, he should go to the ashram where sex is allowed, namely the grihastha ashram. That one has been found to be very weak in one place does not mean that he should stop fighting the crocodile of Maya. One should take shelter of the lotus feet of Krishna, as we shall see Gajendra do. And at the same time, one can be a grihastha if he is satisfied with sexual indulgence. There is no need to give up the fight. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu therefore recommended Sthane Sthita Shrutigata Tanuvana Manobhi. One may stay in whichever ashram is suitable for him. It is not essential that one takes sannyas. If one is sexually agitated, he can enter the grihastha ashram. But one must continue fighting. For one who is not in a transcendental position to take sannyas artificially is not a very great credit. If sannyas is not suitable, one may enter the grihastha ashram and fight Maya with great strength. But one should not give up the fighting and go away. Actually, this was the purport of Prabhupada's writing. At that time, a sannyasi disciple of Prabhupada, he had gone into grihastha ashram, which is not considered very nice, very good. But Prabhupada, he says, Kali Yuga, people are not ready for sannyas. And Prabhupada gives sannyas to very young boys, 20 years old, 24 years old. And it was difficult. It is difficult. It's not that easy. Especially like Prabhupada is comparing here to Gajendra fighting in the water with crocodile. So taking sannyas and being in the Maya's area where she is so strong. So there are chances devotees fall down. But as Prabhupada said, okay, it's fine. Just go into grihastha ashram and again start fighting against Maya. Point is, one should become a devotee. It's not what color clothes he is wearing. One has to see his situation, where he can better serve, in which situation. That's why there are different ashrams, there are different varnas. It's not just one ashram and one varna. No. Krishna has made it. And we should not take up any other ashram's duties or thinking I will get more people to follow me or more money, more prestige, this or that, until we are ready for that. And the point, the crux of the whole thing is we have to become Krishna conscious. And one can become Krishna conscious even if one is a grihastha. There is nowhere it is said that the grihasthas cannot become Krishna conscious, or they cannot make progress in spiritual life. So the point is, if whatever ashram we are in, if it doesn't feel I'm too suitable for this, one can change, no problem. But at the same time, one has to let grow his bhakti gradually. Let it grow gradually. We are not in competition with anyone. Only person we are competing with is ourselves. What we were day before and what we are now. That's all. And let it grow slowly, gradually, organically, so that we enjoy what we are doing. We have to really enjoy this bhakti part. It's not, first of all, it's not a competition, it's not a show off, it is not artificial. Prabhupada said, okay, these are soldiers fighting against Maya, because that was a mood at that time, that everybody was living in a temple, going out for Sankirtan every day, 10, 12 hours of Kirtan or book distribution, and then come back. Many devotees just couldn't carry on for too long. And nowadays, how many devotees do that? Mostly the movement is made of Grihastha congregation devotees. so, so the point is, we don't have to show off to anybody. Oh, I'm so austere, or I'm so this or that. Nothing. We just have to enjoy this bhakti part. And then we will carry on with these services, whether it is reading or hearing or chanting or other services. Then we'll carry on these services till the end of our lives. If we are not enjoying it, these days people don't even don't even continue with their jobs if they don't enjoy it. But there's so many jobs available outside. Or if they don't like the boss, they change the jobs. And here, this is something that is that's the position or dharma of the soul. So until we enjoy, really, really enjoy it, we'll not continue with this. So no competition, no pressures, nothing. Just enjoy the bhakti part. So we don't have to fight like Gajendra was fighting with the crocodile. So anyway, we'll stop here. See anybody has any questions or comments. Okay, so you all have a safe and wonderful day. Hare Krishna. Jai Shri Prabhupada.
Right.